Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. My name is Plami or Paige, whichever you prefer to call me, and in this video I'm gonna be reacting to APINK's recent comeback EP or a mini album called Look. First off, we're gonna obviously start off with a title track called Dumhdurum, but afterwards I'm gonna be checking out the whole EP, and the songs from the EP are Yummy, Be Myself, Love is Blind, Overwrite, Moment, and Everybody Ready. Out of those songs, there's actually two music videos, one for Dumhdurum and one for Everybody Ready. So yeah, I'm gonna be checking out both. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it, starting off with the title track Dumhdurum in 3, 2, 1. I genuinely don't know what to expect from this song. I think the last song was Cool Cool Cool. I don't know what's the name of the song. I forgot. I already love the instrumental. It's very unique and interesting. Isn't APINK literally almost the only girl group left from like late second generation or early third? Because like I think they debuted in which year did they actually debut? I'm always under the impression that they debuted in 2012. Okay, I actually really like the sound of it. I feel the singing could have been a bit louder, but I really like it. It's such a unique sound. I actually think this might go to my top 10 songs of 2020. Because genuinely, I think it is that unique. And I'm definitely going to be reacting to it a second time. It's so catchy. I love it. Honestly, I just can't get over how different it sounds. Like, it sounds like nothing else right now in the K-pop market. Like, if for nothing else, I'm willing to give this song a 10 out of 10 just for the instrumental. My only little complaint is that the singing is a bit too quiet. That might just be the music video or my headphones. That dum part is so catchy. I think it might be on par with Everglow's Dun Dun. Okay, I'm just going into it one more time in 3, 2, 1. In a certain way, I feel like this is kind of the opposite of Everglow's Dun Dun. That one was girl crush and hard hitting and head Dun Dun. This one is more cute and mature in a certain way. elegant, but it also has dum-dum-dum, so it's cool. I feel like this song has some elements of like 90s music, because it just gives off that kind of vibe. It's so weird and catchy, like in some moments it goes exactly you expect it to go, and in other moments it goes completely different, and it's in both times satisfying. I love it. And the instrumental goes so well, I love it. This is such a unique song, I don't even know how to react to it. This is definitely going to my top 10 songs of 2020. This is actually pretty much in line with like their last song. So it's not really that different. I expected something completely different if I gotta be honest. I love the instrumental. It's so good. The singing in some parts of the song is really catchy, really high-key catchy. In other parts, I love that it goes more on the low-key catchy side. Like, it's not super in your face, but it's also still catchy. I feel like this song, the more I listen to it, the better it's going to get. Yeah, genuinely, I think this one has some 90s influence. Okay, so that was honestly a really good song. I feel like it could have went also in a bit of a different direction, where it went into more traditional K-pop style, and it still was using that kind of instrumental chorus. Probably would have been more infectious and more straight up catchy to me. But honestly, I like it where it is. I like that it's different. I like that it's unique. I like that it stands out from the rest of K-pop by quite a huge amount, honestly. Because this sounds like nothing else I've heard in K-pop recently. It is very similar, at least in style, to Kur. I don't know the name of that song. I think it was Percent or something. I don't know. I honestly expected that they would go with a completely different concept, but I'm fine with the fact that they didn't. And honestly, in a certain way, I feel like this song is a bit more sophisticated than Kur. Cause I don't know, I feel like it goes further with the sound it's going for, while that other song didn't really commit to it as much. Like, that other song pretty much did what I just said. It would have been interesting to see how it was sounding if it was done for this song, like if it went into more average K-pop direction. But yeah, I really like it. The strong point for me is definitely the instrumental, although, as I said, the singing is also not bad. In some parts it's more high-key catchy, in some it's more low-key, and I like that there's the variety, and it's kind of weird honestly to experience. So yeah, personally I'm gonna give this one a 9.6 out of 10. Mainly because I feel it could have been a bit more catchier. I'm not exactly sure what could be changed to make it that more catchy for me to give it a 10 out of 10. But it's just, I feel like I needed a little bit more to really be in love with it. Even though I already really like it. Though, objectively, I'm definitely giving it a 10 out of 10. It is a great song. I feel like everybody will love it. If for nothing else, because it's so unique, and the instrumental, you cannot hate this instrumental in my opinion. It is so good. I love it. So, let's move on to the rest of the EP now then, starting off the EP with the song Yummy. So let's get into it in 3, 2, 1. This is my first time reacting to B-sides from APINK, so we'll see how much I'm gonna like them. I gotta say, this seems so different as a group from like the first song of theirs that I checked out, that being No No No. I still love that song. Okay, I like that this one is more of what I expect from K-pop. Because the last one, I like it for how different it is, but it's also maybe a little bit too different. So this one is more familiar. It sounds more familiar to me, so I feel like, oh, I like it a tad bit more, at least on first listen, because it's more familiar. But overall, I definitely think Dumhdurum is much better. Wow, Jung's voice sounds so good. So far out of the group, Chorong is the only member who I can actually tell apart, and I know her. Oh, she killed that little high note. It sounded really good, I like that. I feel like the second part of the song lost me a little, like it wasn't as interesting as the beginning. But it's fine. Still, it's not the most interesting song, but I like it because it's familiar. Okay, this was a nice little song. not as original as Dumdurum, but that's fine. I actually like it because it's not as different as Dumdurum. Because after that one, I needed something a bit more, not generic, not predictable, but more familiar. And I like that it is. It sounds exactly like what I expect most K-pop songs to sound like, and it was a nice song. I don't think I really listened to it that much, but it's a fine song. Like, I enjoyed it. It's nice. The singing was fine. There wasn't really an outstanding moment except maybe that little high note, but it was a fine song. I enjoyed it, and I don't really have much to say about this one, so I'm just gonna get into the rating. And personally, I'm gonna give this one a 9 out of 10 because I liked it, and because there isn't anything bad with it. Maybe it could have been a bit more interesting, because it's not really, because it's maybe a bit forgettable compared to Dumdurum, but it's ultimately fine. Okay, so this was a nice little song. Nothing really too special about it. Like, it was fine. I enjoyed it. It's a slow, playful kind of song, and I enjoyed it. It's pretty much what I expect. Like, this is like kind of like the uh, epitome of K-pop songs from girl groups. That's pretty much what, on average, I expect a girl group song to sound like. So I like it because of that, honestly, especially compared to Dumdurum, which was very different. And I like both of those songs for pretty much the opposite reasons. There wasn't anything really too special about this one though, which kind of disappoints me. Like, there wasn't really any outstanding moment in the song outside of maybe like the little high note from Bomi, I think that was her name. That was pretty much the most memorable part of the song, I'd say. But I enjoyed it. It was a nice little song. So personally, I'm gonna give this one a 9 out of 10, pretty much because there isn't really anything wrong with the song, but it also didn't blew me away. Objectively, I'm gonna give it a little higher of 9.2 out of 10 because I feel like APINK fans are gonna be even more into it because they're already into APINK as a group. So I feel like you're even more likely to enjoy this one. But still, it's not really anything special. It's a good song, but it's nothing special. So yeah, let's get into the next song of this video, that being Be Myself, which I think is by a subunit from 3 of the members. So let's get into it in 3, 2, Okay, so yeah, I definitely enjoyed this one much more than the last one. I feel like it was more catchy, or at least just more appealing to me. Uh, my main complaint, I think, would be that the instrumental is a bit too boring. I wish there was more going on into it. Like, I feel like it was more full, like there was more sound coming off of it. But maybe I don't think really it will work with this kind of song, so I don't want to be too harsh on the song because of that. So yeah, this was another nice song. So personally, I'm gonna give it a 9.2 out of 10 because I enjoyed it more than the last one. Objectively, I'm gonna give it a 9.4 out of 10 because I feel like Pink Pandas are gonna enjoy this one even more because it is a really good song. I'm curious how the other subunit song is gonna sound like because there's one more. So hopefully it's not gonna sound too similar to this one and the last song, because so far only the title track really stands out as really unique, which is gonna be really disappointing if that's the case for this EP. But still, let's get into the next song of this video, that being Love is Blind, in 3, 2, 1. I think I might be saying that these songs are too similar to each other because it's not exactly what appeals to me the most, like the kind of music, so I apologize if I'm being too harsh on them because of that. Okay, this one has a bit more powerful instrumental, so I like that. It also sounds a bit different from the other two songs, so it gets points also based on that. Is Neon the rapper? Because I'm pretty sure she's rapping right now. Okay, I think Bomi's voice is one of my favorite out of the group. I feel like her voice stands out quite a lot from the rest, it just sounds so good. Okay, this one was shorter than I thought, but still, I think this was a fine song. Not as catchy as the last one, but I feel like the instrumental was better, or at least more appealing to me because there was more going on into it. There was more bass. There was more. It felt fuller. It sounded fuller. So I really like that. If you could combine the instrumental of this song with everything else from the last song, I feel it could have been a really good song, probably the best out of the B-sides. But still, I enjoyed this one, but out of the 3 songs from the EP, from B-sides that I've checked out, I feel like this might be the weakest. The instrumental is definitely the best, but it's just in general, in catchiness, it is definitely the weakest, not by much, so it's still gonna be like personally a 9 out of 10, which is still pretty good. Objectively, I'm gonna put it at a 9.1 out of 10 because I feel like most people will agree with me that it's not quite as catchy as the other two, but still, it's nowhere near bad. It's perfectly enjoyable by fans, so yeah, there's nothing to complain about this one. I actually quite like the rapping of Neon. I should pay more attention to her lines actually, because that sounded pretty good. Not as hard hitting as most rapping, but I just like the low keyness of it. So yeah, we have 3 more songs to check out, so let's get into the next song, that being Overwrite, in 3, 2, 1. Okay, this one sounds very different. I don't know what that sounding instrumental is, but I really like it. Okay, this is what I wanted to hear in this EP. This is different. Oh my god, that sounds so good. Also, it reminds me of some other K-pop song. I just cannot put my mind on which one it is. I think it's reminding me of some BTS song. I don't know, if you know which song this sounds like, please comment it down below and maybe I'll find out. Because it sounds so familiar. And I'm not saying they're copying anything, don't get me wrong. I feel like the beat right here, I remember which song it is. BTS Microcosmos. That's what it reminds me of. I'm pretty sure that's what it reminds me of. But don't get me wrong, that's not like the reason why I like it, just because I like BTS Microcosmos. I think this song on its own is also really good. Just this part of the chorus reminds me of that. And now after this I'll definitely have to listen to Microcosmos. Okay, so that was APINK-Dumhdurum. Actually, I'm not sure whether it was BTS's Microcosmos. It is definitely a BTS song, I can tell you for sure. It reminds me of a BTS song. I'm just actually not sure whether it's Microcosmos. I'm pretty sure it's definitely from the Persona mini album. You know what, give me a second. Okay, yeah, definitely it is Microcosmos that it's reminding me of, but if you think it reminds you of something else, please comment it down below, maybe you're right. So yeah, this was a nice song. I think this is definitely the best song out of the B-sides, at least for me. So I'm actually going to give it a pretty high score. But before we get into it, I just want to praise certain things about it. I just love the general vibe of it. I don't think it's specifically because it sounds so similar to Microcosmos the reason why I love it. But maybe it is, I don't know. I think that just the vibe in general of the song is really cool. The instrumental, that thing that I mentioned in the beginning, I'm not sure whether it was featured to the whole song, but I liked it and I wish it was a bit more prominent. Yeah, it was in general a nice song. So personally, I'm gonna give it a 9.9 out of 10. It might as well be a 10 out of 10, but just because it sounds so similar to that, I'm just gonna give it a tiny bit less than a 10 out of 10, which really doesn't matter. But objectively, I'm definitely gonna give it a 10 out of 10 because it is a good song in general. I like it. It is by far the most interesting and the most different from the B-sides so far. And we have like 2 more songs to check out, so maybe one of those is gonna be better, but for now, this one definitely wins out of the B-sides. I really like it. It's my favorite. And I think this one, together with the title track, I will be listening to those songs even when I'm not doing a reaction. So yeah, let's move on to the next song of this video, that being Moment. In 3, 2, 1. Okay, is it me or in these pictures they all look very similar to AOA with their most recent album or mini album, I think it was. Like especially Eunji looks so much like Jimin from AOA in that picture. Okay, I gotta say, for all these songs, there are certain moments that sound so catchy, and the way they sing them is so cool and interesting. But I feel like overall the songs haven't really managed to catch me and force me into really listening to them. On my own, I'm definitely gonna give the whole EP another chance because I feel like these songs are so good but just require a few more listens to really fall in love with them. And I gotta say, this one is another really good song. I think this one might actually hit a 10 out of 10. Because in this one, both the instrumental and the singing are killing it. Yeah, I think this is my new favorite out of the B-sides. It just sounds so epic and kind of melancholic. I love it. I still love the title track for being so different, and because of that, because it's title track, it just sounds inherently better. I love it. I think the most out of all these songs, but this one, I think it's objectively the best song. This would be a killer song to sing during the end of a concert. It would have been cool if at least one K-pop group would come to my country so I can go to a concert, but especially nowadays, I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon. I would love to go to a concert of APINK, but they're never gonna come here. So far there's been one concert in my country, and it was of a Nugu group called Halo, to which I wasn't a fan until after they came. Okay, so as I said, I think this is pretty much the best song out of the mini album, of the EP or a mini album, whatever it is, because it manages to be really different and do it really well and without really sounding like any other song. I really like that. I think I might like it because it sounds a little bit like a power ballad, and I'm not sure whether it's a power ballad. I don't want to call every single slow song a ballad, because that's not the case for every single slow song, but maybe that's the reason why I really like it, because I actually like power ballads quite a lot. It's just for K-pop songs, for me it's harder to like slower songs because I don't really understand what they're singing about. But yeah, this was a really cool song. I love the feeling, I love the vibe of it. Um, and yeah, I think I'm gonna give this one, both personally and objectively, a 10 out of 10, because there isn't any really fault with it. I think the singing in this one especially really stood out as really good, uh, much more than any of the other songs. I didn't notice a rapping part, but I also didn't pay as much attention to exactly that. I was just focusing on listening to experience. I was focusing on experiencing the song. So yeah, this was a really good song, honestly. I'm curious how we're gonna end this EP though, because the last song is a song that was released, I think, 11 months ago, judging by the date from the music video. So I wonder, was this a pre-release or a single or something, and it was added to the physical release right now? Maybe, probably that was the case. So yeah, let's check out the last song of this video, that being Everybody Ready, and see whether this one is gonna be as good as the last two in 3, This was an anniversary special. Nice. I'm sure the fans of APINK must have loved that, because it was a really nice music video. I really enjoyed it. It was really fun and playful. The song was fine, but it didn't really feel as sophisticated as the rest of the song of the mini. So in that regard, it definitely stands out. But I honestly don't mind that. It was obviously more of a playful, fun kind of song that was just kind of just for fun. So yeah, I quite liked it actually. But it doesn't feel as sophisticated as the other one, so it's gonna have a little bit of a lower score at an 8.6 out of 10 personally. Though objectively, I am going to give it a 9 out of 10 because it's a good song, and for what it was made for, I assume it worked. Like, it fit with the music video and everything, and I enjoyed it. But definitely, I think the winner mini album are the title track, Overwrite, and Moment. Those are the three songs that I will be listening to, even on my own, maybe even be myself, but I'm not sure about that one because I didn't really like the instrumental, although it was kind of catchy. So yeah, this was a pretty good album, but it's still, I'd say it's still nowhere near my favorite album of the year. So far, that is still Dreamcatcher's album. Honestly, I still can't believe how much I love Dreamcatcher's album. But we'll see whether I'm gonna put this album on the top 2020 K-pop albums. But so far, judging by the fact that I liked at least two songs, even though it's not exactly my kind of thing, I think it's a solid contender at least. So yeah, if you guys have any K-pop songs you want me to react to, make sure to comment down below and I'm gonna add them to my list. Though I don't want to promise when I'm gonna get your specific request, because I have a lot of songs I want to react to. And it just takes a lot of time, and sometimes I'm not posting regularly, so it might take a while, but I'm pretty sure I'll definitely react to your songs, just don't know when. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe. Also, check out the list in the description to my Twitter if you want to follow me there, and to my Wattpad where I post my stories, because in addition to doing all these videos on my channel, I'm also a writer. And if you do end up enjoying my stories, or simply enjoy my videos, you can head over to Patreon or Subscribestar, where you can pledge support and help keep the channel going and help support me so I can keep writing the stories. And additionally, I just want to mention that all the money you decide to support me with over on Patreon and Subscribestar are gonna go towards my transition fund, because if you're new to the channel or you just haven't noticed, I'm actually transgender and I've been wanting to transition for a long time, I think at this point 2 years, but I really don't have the funds to do it. So I'm hoping you can help me out with that. So far, one of you guys, my good friend Yuri, has been helping me out quite a lot, and I really thank him for that. Thank you, Yuri, for helping me out. So if you want to do the same, as I said, go over to Patreon or Subscribestar. But I also don't want to guilt trip you into helping me out. Only do it if you really want to. So you can still help me out in other ways, like liking this video, subscribing, or sharing this video with somebody who you think might enjoy it. So don't hate yourself if you don't want to help me out. That's completely fine. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this video. So hopefully I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!